One. So, hello. Just put a one in the Zoom chat if you can hear me. If you can't, just type I can't hear you. Okay. And then we'll just get started. So leave a one in the Zoom chat if you can hear me. Just gotta make sure my audio is good from my side. Okay. Cool. Anyways, ladies, welcome to the Summer Sculpt Blueprint. Can you put a two if you can see my screen? Not say I can't see your screen, Coach Ben. Okay, awesome. So, welcome. You're probably here because, wait one sec. Okay, so you're probably here because this is how you want to feel, like this lady right here. Okay, so this isn't your average weight loss webinar. This is for women who refuse to settle. Okay, so most women just want to be normal. They want to just blend in and they want to be comfortable with staying the same. But that's not you. That's not any of you that's in the Zoom call right now. Okay, so everyone in the Zoom call is built differently. So put a three in the Zoom chat if you believe you are built differently. Okay, you wouldn't be here if you weren't. So you're on a whole another level because you want more. You want more confidence. You want more strength. You want more power over your body and your mindset. So you didn't just sign up to lose a few pounds. You showed up because you want to take control of your body. You want to transform, right? So let's get a bit honest here. Like I used to wear a t-shirt in a swimming pool. I used to be super self-conscious about my body. I grew up super skinny and I was self-conscious about what was underneath my t-shirt in the swimming pool. And I looked stupid, right? So put a two in the Zoom chat if you ever wore a t-shirt in the swimming pool. I can't be the only one here. So if you've skipped the beach because you didn't want to be seen in a swimsuit, I know exactly how you're feeling. A lot of my clients have felt that way before, and you're probably done with it, right? So you're here because you want to be, or you don't want to be normal. You want to be fit, and being fit is not normal nowadays. You're here because fuck being normal. Like, what's normal nowadays? Like, what's normal now is accepting it that you're gaining weight and there's nothing you can do about it. It's also normal to realize that you should love your body, even though when you look at yourself in the mirror, you don't like what you see and you're living a complete lie. Also, like what's normal now is like feeling like crap every summer, knowing you have to go to the beach feeling less confident every year, right? So you're here because you're ready to break free from the average, right? And you want to build the body and the confidence that you deserve. So we're just going to dive right into it. Okay. So I'm going to share a bit about myself before we get started. So again, my name is Coach Ben. I've been a trainer for 3 years now, going on to four. I've been working out, um, being healthy. This has been my passion for 12 years. I didn't see it as a passion. I just saw this as like as a lifestyle because I wanted to always look good and feel good in my favorite clothes for the rest of my life. So like when I'm 50, I still see myself working out. I still see myself eating healthy, of course, enjoying the junk foods as well. Um, yeah, being healthy, setting example for the circle around me, like my friends, my family. And I also have a nutrition coaching certification under Precision Nutrition. Um, and it shows that I'm really passionate about this stuff. I'm passionate about showing people the way. Like this is the light side, right? So here's a few of the clients I've helped so far this year. So we got Steph here. She's down 21 pounds. Here's my mom. Here's Sam at her lowest of 151. You can see that she looks very different now. We got two pictures of Mari here. So in the first few months, Mari lost 25 pounds and now she's down 43. And you got Camille and you got Kathleen. You probably see all the time in my stories. Anyways, make sure you grab a pen and paper and yeah, let's get in. So you're here because like Honestly, here's the five struggles that are most common. Okay, so you dread wearing a swimsuit, not because the swimsuit, but because you hate how you feel in it, right? You avoid mirrors or photos during the summertime, and you're always hiding behind someone, maybe cropping yourself out. Um, you're here because you overeat when you're stressed, and then you spiral into guilt, telling yourself that you're going to start fresh on Monday. You're also here maybe because you want to start a summer diet with high hopes, but you lose motivation after the first 10 days and fall back into old habits. You feel like you should have figured this out by now. You've probably been struggling with this for maybe years now, and every time summer passes, it just feels like another reminder that you haven't. Okay, so if you feel like one of these hit home for you, drop a me in the Zoom chat. All right, because you are not alone. We've all been there. Okay, so here's the hard truth: these struggles aren't just physical; they weigh on your mind. They weigh on your self-esteem. They weigh on your happiness. And when your mental health takes a hit, your body is going to feel it too. So more stress equals more emotional eating. More emotional eating equals more weight gain. And then comes more guilt, and then more shame, and more of what is wrong with me. So let me say this out loud and clear. You're not broken. You're not weak. You're not lazy. It's just your plans and your systems are broken. Okay. And that's what we're here to fix. Okay. So you already took the first step by being here in this call. That alone puts you ahead of 99% of people who are still stuck saying maybe next summer. Right. But not you. You're done waiting. Right. You're here because you're ready to take control. And I'm here to show you how. So here's the three hard truths about getting that summer body you want. So number one is the best beach bodies you see, the best things you or the best bodies you see on Instagram takes years to get. So the women that look the best on the beach, they've been doing this for years. They didn't start weeks ago. They didn't start when it's March and they're like, oh, summer's coming. I got to start now, right? I used to be a skinny kid in the pool, and I hated how it looked. But it took me years of slow, um, boring, consistent work in order to feel good shirtless. And I've learned that from a bunch of ladies as well. It takes years to actually get to where they want to be. And it only took like maybe until last year when I felt 100% confident with taking my shirt off. And that's the honest truth that most people won't tell you. So truth number three is you won't get it in 4 weeks, but you can start now. It doesn't take weeks. It doesn't even take months. It takes years to build a body you're proud of. Again, as I said, it took me 11 years of working out consistently to actually feel 100% confident in my body, being confident taking my shirt off at the beach, right? But each year, of course, it gets easier and easier. Each year, you're going to get stronger, right? And each year, you're going to carry less shame and more confidence. The last hard truth is consistency over perfection. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. That is the game of fat loss. The longer you stay in the game, you're going to win. Okay. The only way to lose is if you just quit everything, right? So, in order to win, you just have to be consistent. You got to show up every day, even if it's 1%, right? So, fat loss is all about consistency, not perfection. People always fail because they feel like they have to be perfect every day. And there's one day where they aren't perfect. And after that, they just spiral and then they think, oh, shoot, it's hard to get back onto their groove of things. But you shouldn't be like that. Everyone has this mindset of giving up right away once things don't go their way. But in order to be successful in fat loss, you have to show up every single day. I tell this to my clients all the time. Fat loss goals don't take vacations. You're doing it every single day. Okay. So One salad is not going to change your life, neither one cupcake or one boba, right? It's what you do most of the time that defines your body, not all the time. Again, the game of fat loss is about sticking to it long term. The only way to lose is to quit. You're winning if you stick with it. As I've said before, I've done this for 12 years now, and I don't plan on quitting. This is just my lifestyle. I can teach you exactly how to live like this for the rest of your life. Okay. And again, as I said earlier, I don't plan on quitting this healthy lifestyle or working out, eating healthy, eating junk sometimes, fitting in my clothes, right? So put a three in the Zoom chat if this is starting to hit really close to home for you, right? Again, you ladies are not alone. It's a lot of ladies that are into it. As I said, 99% of people or ladies always feel this way. Okay, so finally, this is what you came here for. Okay, so this is the 5 steps to finally feel confident this summer. Okay, so again, this is very basic. Okay, so number one is you have to be in a sustainable calorie deficit. I put this as number one because nutrition is the top thing when it comes to fat loss. You have to be using a sustainable calorie deficit, not a crash diet, right? Not something you see on Instagram, not just 1,000 calories a day. A modest deficit you can actually stick to long term because these crash diets or these diets you see on Instagram, they might give you quick results, but they come at a cost. And that cost is usually your muscle mass, it's your energy levels are low, your hormones, your long-term success. Um, like eating 1,000 calories a day might drop your water weight fast, but it's not sustainable. Eventually, you'll binge and feel like a failure and be stuck in a frustrating cycle of yo-yo dieting. Okay. So the truth is, fat loss that lasts isn't about going as hard and restrictive as possible. It's about finding the smallest calorie deficit that still gets results and it feels doable every single day, right? So a sustainable calorie deficit is usually around 300 to 500 calories below your maintenance. And it should allow you to feel fueled. It should allow you to feel focused during your workouts, even at work. And you still get to enjoy life, right? Like day nights or maybe a social event, right? When done right, you'll lose fat and you'll preserve a lot of muscle. So meaning you won't be just lighter on the scale. You'll actually look a lot leaner and you're going to feel a lot stronger. So the goal isn't just weight loss, it's about recomposition of your body. Again, this takes a lot of time. It takes patience and it's pretty much a sane approach to calories. So number two is you have to be eating enough protein. So most women, they eat way too little protein. You have to be aiming for at least 0.7 to 1 gram per body weight. Um, but that's honestly like a hard way to calculate your protein. The easiest way to know in every single meal how much protein you should be eating is for females, you got to be eating at least one palm size to 1.5 palm sizes of protein in each meal. So in my program, we kind of talk about portion control. And when we're tracking protein, we want to be looking at our hand. So one palm size and even the thickness of that. So that's like one hamburger patty, right? So you want 1 to 1.5 palm sizes of protein per meal. And protein is not just for bodybuilders. It's if you're serious about fat loss and muscle definition. Protein has to be a top priority. And it helps you stay full longer as well, reducing those late night cravings, right? And constant snacking. Put a 4 in the Zoom chat if you have cravings all the time. Like late night cravings, you snack late at night, put a 4 in the Zoom chat. Okay. So eating more protein is going to help you reduce that. Okay. So it also helps preserve your lean muscle while you're in a calorie deficit, which is pretty much key because you don't want to lose muscle along with the fat, right? So without enough protein, your body is going to break down muscle for fuel. And it's going to slow down your metabolism as well, leaving you looking like skinny fat rather than lean and defined, right? So again, a good rule of thumb is honestly 1 to 1.5 palm sizes of protein each meal. Okay. It might sound a lot, but it's totally doable with a bit of planning. So maybe just start with just one palm size of protein per meal. Okay. And you want stuff that's high in protein, like or like very lean, like eggs, lean ground beef, chicken breast, chicken thigh, ground turkey, tofu, right? Once you start hitting your protein goal consistently, you're going to notice a huge difference in your recovery, your energy, and your progress pictures. Okay. So, number three is a very underrated one. Okay. So, you have to be getting your steps in. A common rule in, or one of the main rules in my program is you got to be aiming for at least 8 to 10,000 steps per day. And honestly, you're going to see a lot of change even just with this. Okay. This is going to be magic for you. Like, this is what people do in order to not spend too many hours in the gym and see progress. Like, walking might not feel hardcore, but it's one of the most underrated tools for fat loss. Like, getting at least 8 to 10,000 steps a day is going to help you burn calories. It's going to help you improve your digestion. You're going to reduce stress. You're going to boost your mood, all without spiking cortisol, right? Or requiring that recovery time like a HIIT workout would. So it's gentle, it's effective, it's something you could realistically do every day, even on rest days. And for many women, increasing daily movement through walking is going to make a really big difference between feeling stuck and seeing real fat loss progress. So plus walking also like keeps your overall activity level high without leaving you feeling exhausted. It's something you can do while like what I do, for example, is I listen to a podcast. Um, I when I go out with my friends, I usually go for like a long walk after, um, along like just along the water, like maybe Creekside in Vancouver, um, or just taking a mental break from work or your long day, right? If you're already strength training a few times per week, pairing that with daily steps is going to be a big fat loss game changer. And the reason for this is because a lot of people nowadays, they sit all day. 90% of people have a desk job. So they're sitting all day, and then most of the time they're hitting 2 to 3,000 steps per day, which is not going to cut it if you want to see a difference in your body. Okay, so in order to see a difference, the sweet spot, what I've learned from training people or from training women for three years now, is 8 to 10,000 steps is a good starting point if you want to see a difference. Okay, so don't underestimate the power of low intensity, consistent movement, because all this movement is going to add up over time. So, for example, it takes 10 minutes to hit 1,000 steps, and that 1,000 steps is going to burn roughly 40 calories. Okay, so if you times that by 10 and you hit 10,000 steps, you're burning a whopping 400 calories per day. And this is why this has been like the sweet spot for a lot of people. 400 calories per day is a lot. Okay. So again, this is a highly underrated one. Get your steps in. 8 to 10,000 steps is always the minimum for my program. Okay. And that's a really good starting point. I've also had like clients where they don't have a gym, and they would just focus on their calorie deficit and they would focus on their steps, and they saw a big change in their weight loss as well. But of course, you need the gym in order to increase your metabolism and have that lean look, of course, right? So you can see like a lot of progress even just by getting steps in and also getting your calorie deficit in. So number four is you have to be tracking your habits, not just your weight. Okay. So you got to be tracking your mood. You got to be tracking your energy levels. You got to be tracking your sleep. Fat loss is a side of, or fat loss is the a side effect of healthy systems, not starvation. So the scale is just one data point. and often not the most important one. People always stress about their overall weight, right? But they're missing the other ones that they have as well. So your body weight can fluctuate for 100 reasons that have nothing to do with your fat gain or your fat loss, right? Um, I've had clients where they weigh themselves every day, and just as long as if you're seeing the scale go down in a downward trend, you're totally fine. But there's always times where it's always like going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. But as long as if you're seeing the trend go down, you're totally fine. You shouldn't be stressing about your fat loss. Okay. And again, it's hard to, you shouldn't be giving up in the first month as well, because 1 month is honestly nothing. You got to be going at or comparing with like at least 3 months and just see like your weight gradually go down. So that's why it's very important not to quit on the first month. Okay. So again, if you're only tracking weight, you're missing the bigger picture, right? Like how many days you've worked out, like 3 times a week, how many meals you hit with your protein target, or how well you slept, or how energized you felt, or how consistent you were with your steps. Like these daily actions are what actually drive fat loss. Like when you're focused on, or when you focus on building systems like a morning routine, consistent workouts, balanced meals, the fat loss becomes a natural byproduct, right? So this is a very important one because you need the systems in order to see the fat loss. In my program, we talk about 3 things you just got to focus on, which is something based on your workouts, something based on your steps, something based on your nutrition. Okay. Easy, right? Stop obsessing over every pound each week. Just you got to focus attention on your other routines as well, right? Like how many workouts you did, um, how much protein you're getting per day, making sure you're under a calorie deficit, how your energy level is like compared to when you weren't doing all these things, right? I've had so many clients in the first month talk about how they feel more energized throughout the day and they're drinking less coffee just by working out more, just by getting more steps in, just by eating better. They're eating less as well, right? There's also one person in this call right now. There's Helen who's talking about how her skin's more radiant now just by drinking more water and maybe just by being in the program and moving more, right? You got to focus on those things, and those things are going to keep you lasting into the game of fat loss for the rest of your life, right? If you just focus on your weight, the number on the scale, it's super easy to give up, right? So when you focus on building these systems, um, you're going to succeed longer, right? So did you follow through with today? Did you take care of yourself? That's the real measure of progress. And sustainable fat loss isn't about being perfect, as I said. It's about being consistent with these habits. Did I hit my step goal? Was I under my calorie deficit? Did I work out 3 times a week? Right? These things are what's actually going to be moving the needle. And number 5 is the last one you need to be focusing on is you got to start strength training, not cardio only. This is a common thing for females. They're scared of building strength or building muscle. Lifting is what builds the shape. If you want to get toned, you want toned arms, you want defined legs, you want tight glutes or big round glutes, you got to be strength training, period. Right? You shouldn't be scared of getting bigger. It takes years of hard work to get super big. Okay. Usually for females, no matter how hard they try, they're not going to get big at all. They're only going to get toned. Okay. The only thing that's getting you big is by eating more. So you got to be eating in a calorie deficit in order to get that toned body you always wanted. But also you got to be pairing it with strength training and also getting your daily steps in. Okay. So if your goal is to actually reshape your body and not to just shrink it, strength training is a non-negotiable. So cardio is going to help you burn calories, like these classes everyone's taking nowadays, like these spin classes, these Pilates classes with the reformer and stuff like that. Like that's honestly a trend. You should be focusing on cardio. Yes, it's gonna make you feel like you did a lot of work, but in order to see results of your body actually tightening and getting smaller, you have to be strength training. Like you want your waist to look smaller, you have to be strength training. You want to build your glutes, you got to be strength training. You want to tighten up your back and your arms so you look good in that dress for summertime, you have to be strength training, right? So strength training also gives you your body shape and structure, right? So it's going to make people say, "Oh wow, she looks fit," not she just lost weight, right? So lifting weights also has a powerful metabolic benefit. So the more lean muscle you have, the more calories you're going to burn at rest. So you're going to burn calories faster when you have more muscle, even while you're doing nothing, right? So that means over time, you're not just building strength and definition, you're also turning your body into a more fat or more effective fat burning machine. And no lifting is going to make you bulky, as I said. What's going to make you bulky is just eating more, not eating in a calorie deficit. And building large amounts of muscle is going to take years and specific training protocols. Like you got to be training for more hypertrophy, of course. You got to be eating more as well, right? But you won't be eating like that. You won't be eating like a bodybuilder in my program. You're going to be eating like someone who's fit, who um, fits well in their clothes. Like you don't have to think twice about thinking if it fits you well or not, right? And that's why I like doing this. I like getting ladies to a point where they don't have to think too much about what they're going to buy when they're shopping for clothes, right? But also I want them to feel confident as well when they're shopping, right? For most women, lifting is what's going to give you that tight, that toned, sculpted look that you've been after for years, right? So here's the truth about summer confidence. Okay, so let's be honest, confidence in summer isn't just wearing a bikini. It's about how you feel when you wake up in the morning. It's about walking into a room and not having the thought of anyone judge you. It's about being present in your life instead of hiding behind excuses and oversized clothes, right? Put a five in the Zoom chat if that hit home for you. So again, it's not about just being confident in the bikini. It's about how you feel in the morning. It's about walking into a room without feeling judged. It's about being present in your life, right? Most women have been lied to. Like you've been told confidence comes from quick fixes, crash diets, and starving yourself into a smaller version of you. But the confidence comes with keeping promises with yourself, from doing what you said you do, from showing up even when it's hard, right? Even when motivation fades, even when life gets messy. That's the game of fat loss. You got to show up even at these times when life is hard. Your motivation is going to go away, but you're going to show up every day because, again, as I said, fat loss goals don't take vacations, right? You're going to do this stuff even when life gets messy. So, summer confidence is about building in front or summer confidence isn't built in front of a mirror. It's about building those habits. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. There are days or there have been weeks where I've only worked out like twice a week, but also there's like weeks where I've also like ate out 3 times a week, right? But then I've developed that mindset or I've conditioned myself in order to know the exact game plan in order to stay consistent for the rest of my life. And I've developed that mindset as well to like not spiral and not give up after I didn't have a hard week, right? So when it starts, or like it starts when you actually decide, I'm done with repeating the same cycle, right? So in the Zoom chat right now, I want you to type break the cycle, break the cycle right now. if you want to break this cycle for good, right? If you're tired of gaining weight every winter, if you're tired of scrambling to lose it next spring, if you're tired of being anxious about summertime coming up and you only got 3 months to work with that, right? Only to start over again the next year, right? Because this time it's going to be different. This time you're actually building confidence that lasts. Okay. So like real confidence comes built in peace, not panic, right? It's progress over perfection. There are going to be some hard weeks, hard days as well, where you don't feel like doing these things, right? But it's better if you just start now and be proud by July, right? Each summer that you go through is going to get better and better and better. Like the body you want for this summer, it's not built in a panic, it's built in peace, not through going through extremes. It's built through consistency, not through punishment, but progress, right? Just always moving forward. You're not too late, you're right on time. And start where you are right now with what you got. Even if you hit your dream body this year, guess what? You'll be 10 times further than you sat on this one out. So because effort compounds, momentum builds. And when next summer rolls around, you won't be starting from zero. You're already going to be in motion. And you don't have to get ready. You're always going to be ready for the rest of your life, right? So that's how we break the cycle. No more starting over every spring, no more starting over every January 1st, right? You have to start now and stick to these sustainable habits. So do it for the version of you in a few months from now, right? That person is going to be proud of you for not giving up when it got hard, right? Future you will thank you, and I promise you. And you'll know deep down that you earned it. So now it's time to lock in. So pretty much a recap from this whole class is the women who feel amazing at the beach, they've been doing this for years, right? You're not behind, you're just starting late. But if you start now, every summer is going to get better and better and better. Again, I'm going to remind you, it took me 10, 11 years to actually feel 100% confident at the beach, taking my shirt off. It takes years, right? It's better to start now rather than going through the cycle over and over again. Okay. Number three, your body is going to change when your habits do. Okay. Again, focus on protein, lifting, steps, sleep, and consistency. Again, all my clients, we always go through three things we got to focus on each week, which is something nutrition, something about steps, and something about workout. So it's always going to be being in your calorie deficit every day, a weekly average. It's going to be roughly 8 to 10,000 steps based on your schedule. And also it's going to be getting at least 3 workouts done. And once you get all those 3 things done, you're going to see changes in your body. Okay. It's only 3 things. Okay. But also you got to account for sleep as well, because if you don't, because you have shitty sleep, you're not going to see any changes at all. Right. But that's something later on. Okay. And make sure no crash diets, no shame, and you won't be skipping any more pool parties anymore from now on. Okay. So you don't need to lose 30 pounds in 30 days. You just need to feel proud of yourself when you look in the mirror for the summer. Because when you feel confident in your body, you're going to stop hiding from your life. Okay. So any questions? That's pretty much it for the Summer Sculpt Blueprint. But if you have any questions, I'll be taking questions for the next 5 minutes. If there's no questions, let me know. Okay, so Angela asks, so you have a meal out, how would you track those calories? Example, a Chinese dinner that's family style. Okay, so for most of my clients, what we do in the program is, let's say you know you're gonna have a large Chinese dinner on a specific day. What I would do is I would opt that out for 1,000 calories already, and I would have just one normal meal in the beginning of the day or for lunch, right? But like a large Chinese dinner is probably going to be over 1,000 calories. So again, I would just have two meals that day. It'd be that one large Chinese dinner, which I would opt out for maybe 1,200 calories, and then I would have um, one normal size lunch. I would skip breakfast, but make sure on that day I would also get my steps in earlier in the day, but also maybe get a workout in. So I feel good, right? I'll feel like shit if I went through that day without working out or moving my body or getting the steps in. So you just got to plan accordingly, get the steps in, get a workout done. You'll feel better by just having two meals in that day, right? And again, large Chinese dinner, super greasy, right? So that'd probably opt out for 1,200 calories. Good question. What's your next question? Again, this is a great opportunity for all of you to get questions in while you're with a trainer right now. Again, this is totally free. There's a lot of trainers that pay for stuff like this, right? Or like they charge for stuff like this, right? So take full advantage right now. Other than that, I just want to thank all of you ladies for joining in on the Summer Sculpt Blueprint. So since I know all the women here in this group are built different and they're action takers that actually want to take control of their life and be confident for every summer for the rest of their life, here's an offer for joining this class. Okay, so I have a new 6-week VIP program for women that want to lose 10 pounds in the next 6 weeks. Okay, and this is for women that actually want to feel confident summer. So this is only limited to the first two women that message me the word early bird on Instagram. The first two get 20% off my new updated 6-week VIP program. So if you want to be part of our successful group of ladies and finally break the cycle, DM me the word early bird, and then we'll get you into the program. Okay. Any other questions in the group chat? Sup, Judah? You guys didn't know I'm on Instagram Live right now. How do you handle vacations? Okay, so for vacations, how I handle them is I like to enjoy my vacations. I don't want to think about anything else. And as long as if I know I got more than 15,000 steps per day on my vacation, I know I'm fine. But also I've been doing this for a while. I understand that it takes a while to get back into the groove of working out 3 times a week once I get back from vacation. Okay. So again, just enjoy the vacation. I would aim for at least 15,000 steps per day or more. Um, and take as many pictures as you can while you're on vacation. But then you got to be ready going back into real life, right? Going back into reality where you're getting your workouts done, um, tracking your calories, making sure you're getting good sleep, getting your steps in, right? You have to understand that it takes a while. Like even for me, like for example, I went on vacation a few weeks ago, and it took me maybe like a week or two to finally get back into the full groove of things. Okay. So if you want to talk more about a game plan for your vacation, just DM me on Telegram and then we'll talk about it and then we'll book a call for that. Okay. But usually, like if I get like 15,000 steps per day, I feel fine. And then it depends on like how long the vacation is as well. Any other questions? Again, any question is fine with me. I don't care how dumb you think it is. I've had so many people ask so many random questions, but again, I'm here to help you. I'm not here to judge because my goal for you is to um, have a clear pathway into where you want to be. Because a lot of people nowadays follow these dumb Instagram influencers and that they're giving these random answers to these questions and they don't really make sense, right? So I would say probably 90% of the coaches and influencers on Instagram, they're honestly giving wrong information or like information that's not really sustainable, right? More questions, please, in the group chat. If not, put in all good into the group chat. So put in all good into the group chat if you are good. All good, all good. Trixie is all good. All good. Awesome. Anyways, hope you enjoy the free webinar. I've got more to come. Um, so again, more questions. If you feel stuck, feel free to DM me personally on Instagram or on Telegram if you have me. Um, Actually, I'll even invite you guys to like my free channel. So um, I want you to DM me channel on IG and I'll invite you to my free channel where I offer daily accountability to make sure you're getting to where you want to be, right? Because a lot of my clients, they need that accountability to like remind them, or they need that extra whisper in the ear to remind them about the game plan. Okay, so again, just DM me channel, Chanel channel, and I'll invite you to my free um, channel on Telegram. Okay. Other than that, hope you guys enjoyed the free webinar. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace.